There are names in football etched deep into the collective memory which carry a weight, a legacy so profound it echoes through generations. We feel it, do we not? That quiet anticipation when a son dares to walk the path blazed by a legendary father. It is a story woven into the very fabric of sports, a tale of inheritance and expectation that tests the spirit and defines individual destinies. Jerry Rice Sr. stands as an almost mythical figure, widely recognized as the greatest wide receiver in National Football League history, holding numerous receiving records that appear almost untouchable even today. His career, predominantly spent with the San Francisco 49ers, saw him establish a dynasty, capturing multiple Super Bowl wins and cementing his place as an icon of the game. For his son, Jerry Rice Jr., the pursuit of a football career meant stepping directly into this monumental shadow. This documentary will explore the unique journeys of these sons, revealing how the immense pressure of their father's legacies shaped their paths and redefined their own definitions of success. If you enjoy stepping back into these football stories with me, feel free to like the video and subscribe for more documentaries like this. Jerry Rice Jr. began his college football career at the University of California, Los Angeles. During his time there, he lined up as a wide receiver, consciously attempting to follow in his father's footsteps, albeit on a very different stage. He later transferred to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas as a graduate student, seeking increased playing time opportunities to showcase his abilities. Throughout his college career, Jerry Rice Jr. demonstrated solid route running skills and a strong work ethic, qualities often admired in any aspiring football player. Despite his commendable efforts, Jerry Rice Jr. simply lacked the exceptional physical attributes that had defined his father as dominance, specifically in terms of size, speed, and raw explosiveness. His physical measurements, standing at 5 feet 11 inches and weighing 185 pounds, placed him firmly within average parameters for the position. Furthermore, his athletic testing results were considered merely average, a reality that unfortunately did not attract significant attention from NFL scouts looking for unique physical gifts. However, the notable family name of Rice undeniably provided Jerry Rice Jr. with certain opportunities within the football world that others might not receive. In 2014, Jerry Rice Jr. received an invitation to the San Francisco 49ers rookie minicamp, a symbolic return to the hallowed grounds of his father's former team. He subsequently signed a short-term contract with the Washington NFL team, then known as the Washington Commanders. Yet, despite these chances, Jerry Rice Jr. did not secure a roster spot and was eventually released from Washington's training camp before the season began. He later pursued a brief professional football stint with the Montreal Alouettes in the Canadian Football League, seeking a new avenue for his passion. His career in the CFL did not progress significantly, and he eventually stepped away from professional football, realizing a different path awaited him. Jerry Rice Jr. transitioned into a successful career in tech sales and entrepreneurship after leaving the game, finding achievement on his own terms. His professional football career ultimately did not reach the elite level associated with his father's unparalleled legacy, but he forged his own identity. Across the league, another legend's son navigated similar waters. Deion Sanders Jr., son of Deion Primetime Sanders, also faced incredibly high expectations due to his father's NFL renown. Deion Sanders is a Pro Football Hall of Famer, celebrated for his exceptional skills as a cornerback and dynamic return specialist. Having played for multiple NFL teams including the Atlanta Falcons, San Francisco 49ers, and Dallas Cowboys, Deion Sanders was also widely known for his primetime persona, which perfectly encapsulated his dynamic play, flamboyant showmanship, and undeniable charisma both on and off the field. Deion Sanders Jr. chose to play college football at Southern Methodist University, where his primary positions were wide receiver and kick returner. During his tenure at SMU, Deion Sanders Jr. exhibited flashes of agility on the field, showing glimpses of the quickness inherent in his family name. However, his on-field agility was often inconsistent, and his overall performance was also affected by distractions outside of football, making it difficult to maintain a consistent impact. Thus, while possessing quickness and a certain flashiness in his play, Deion Sanders Jr. did not exhibit the elite athleticism or the instinctive playmaking ability that so profoundly characterized his Hall of Fame father. After completing his college career, Deion Sanders Jr. did not receive any invitations to the prestigious NFL Combine, noted he secured training camp offers from NFL teams. This reality prompted him to pursue an alternative career path, where he found remarkable success as a lifestyle brand entrepreneur. Deion Sanders Jr. launched a fashion and content brand named Well-Off Forever, which quickly gained considerable recognition and popularity, particularly on YouTube and various social media platforms. Currently, Deion Sanders Jr. is widely recognized as a content creator, leveraging his unique perspective and entrepreneurial spirit. His content often documents the fascinating behind-the-scenes life of the Colorado Buffaloes football team, providing fans with an exclusive glimpse. This team is notably coached by his father, Deion Sanders, and features his younger brothers, Shiloh Sanders and Shedeur Sanders, highlighting a unique family dynamic within college football. While Deion Sanders Jr. did not reach the NFL, he successfully established his own career path outside of professional football, forging a distinct and impactful identity. Another son, Duron Carter, entered the football landscape burdened by the expectations of another Hall of Fame father, Cris Carter. Cris Carter is a Pro Football Hall of Famer, widely celebrated for his exceptional receiving skills, precise route running, and remarkable longevity, especially during his impactful years with the Minnesota Vikings. Duron Carter possessed impressive physical attributes himself, including notable height and natural athleticism, qualities that initially attracted significant attention from NFL scouts. He was also known for his flashy hands and a confident, sometimes even swaggering demeanor, reminiscent of his father's own playing style on the field. Despite his raw talent, Duron Carter's career was unfortunately marked by a pattern of inconsistency and recurring disciplinary issues, which ultimately hindered his progress. Duron Carter started his college football career at Ohio State University, a path that mirrored his father's collegiate journey. However, academic problems at Ohio State prevented him from playing consistently on the field, disrupting his development. Following his time at Ohio State, Duron Carter transferred and played within Alabama's junior college system. Seeking a fresh start and more playing opportunities, he later transferred again, joining Florida Atlantic University to continue his college career. Throughout his collegiate journey, Duron Carter struggled to find a stable team environment where he could consistently make an on-field impact, largely due to his intermittent academic and disciplinary challenges. Despite his turbulent college record, Duron Carter's undeniable raw talent garnered interest from NFL teams, ever on the lookout for elite potential. He had brief stints with several NFL teams, including his father's former team, the Minnesota Vikings, and also the Indianapolis Colts. These opportunities were primarily on practice squads or as training camp invitees, providing a glimpse but not a sustained role. Crucially, Duron Carter never played in a regular season NFL game, a threshold many aspiring players strive to cross. His professional career, however, found significant success in the Canadian Football League, where his natural abilities truly shone. In the CFL, Duron Carter became a prominent receiver, known for spectacular catches and delivering many memorable, game-changing plays. Yet, even amidst his success, he also became known for a fiery temperament and frequent confrontations with coaches, underscoring the disciplinary issues that had followed him. A notable incident involved Duron Carter celebrating a touchdown by shoulder-bumping an opposing head coach, an act that initiated a significant sideline altercation and became a defining moment of his CFL tenure. The weight of a legendary surname can feel like both a blessing and a burden, a spotlight illuminating every step, every play, every decision. When Marcus Vick entered Virginia Tech, the shadow of his older brother Michael loomed large. Michael Vick was a generational talent, an NFL superstar revered for his electrifying dual-threat ability and impossible speed, redefining the quarterback position for a new era. Marcus shared many of those same gifts. He was a dynamic dual-threat quarterback in his own right, possessing a strong throwing arm and elite speed that naturally invited comparisons to his famous sibling. Initially, Marcus Vick's on-field performances at Virginia Tech seemed to confirm those sky-high expectations, hinting at a similar trajectory. However, off the field, a different story began to unfold, one defined by challenges in maintaining discipline and avoiding trouble. During his college career, Marcus faced multiple suspensions for various infractions, including underage drinking, several speeding violations, and deeply concerning allegations of providing alcohol to underage girls. Despite these setbacks, he was reinstated to the Virginia Tech team after each suspension. a testament perhaps to his undeniable talent and the hope he could yet fulfill his potential. Yet, the off-field issues persisted, a cycle that felt increasingly difficult to break. The pivotal moment arrived in the 2006 Gator Bowl, where Marcus Vick was caught on national television stomping on a Louisville defender's leg in a flagrant act of frustration. Days later, Virginia Tech dismissed him from their football program, a decisive action that effectively concluded his collegiate quarterback career. This disciplinary action ended any immediate NFL hopes, and Marcus Vick went undrafted in the professional draft. He briefly signed with the Miami Dolphins, where he transitioned to wide receiver, moving away from his natural position. He would play in only one NFL game, recording no official statistics, a fleeting appearance in a career that promised so much more. After his brief NFL stint, further legal troubles plagued him, including charges for driving under the influence and resisting arrest. Dylan Favre also carried a legendary name, that of his uncle, Brett Favre, a Hall of Fame quarterback renowned for his cannon arm, incredible Iron Man streak, and iconic tenure with the Green Bay Packers. Like his uncle, Dylan played quarterback and hailed from the same Mississippi roots, fueling the natural comparisons. In high school, Dylan Favre displayed flashes of athleticism and a strong arm, enough to earn him a scholarship to Mississippi State University. However, unlike his famous uncle, Dylan Favre did not achieve widespread recognition for his on-field performance in college. He redshirted his initial year at Mississippi State, patiently waiting for an opportunity that never fully materialized. In pursuit of more playing time, he transferred to Pearl River Community College, where he posted solid but ultimately not exceptional statistics. He transferred again, this time to the University of Tennessee Martin, a football championship subdivision school. Despite moving to multiple institutions and seeking opportunities, Dylan Favre never achieved consistent performance or production levels that would attract NFL interest. He went undrafted and unsigned by any professional football teams, and his football career concluded without ever reaching the NFL spotlight. Nate Montana, son of the incomparable Joe Montana, navigated the immense legacy of a father considered one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. A four-time Super Bowl champion for the San Francisco 49ers, Nate Montana's college football career was characterized by a series of transfers, beginning at the University of Notre Dame, his father's alma mater. Joe Montana, of course, had achieved legendary status there, even leading them to a national championship. But Nate Montana struggled to secure playing time at Notre Dame. After redshirting his freshman year, he transferred to Pasadena City College to gain more experience. He returned to Notre Dame the following season, yet remained low on the team's depth chart. In 2011, Nate Montana transferred once more, this time to the University of Montana, where he finally earned a starting role. During the 2011 season, he recorded modest statistics, 4 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, a far cry from his father's output. Following college, Nate Montana went undrafted in the NFL. He received a brief tryout with the San Francisco 49ers, his father's former team, but did not make the roster. No NFL team ultimately signed him, and his professional football career never commenced. Ray Lewis III, son of the legendary Ray Lewis, a 2-time Super Bowl champion and Hall of Fame linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens, faced equally immense expectations. His father was an icon, known for his ferocity, leadership, and unmatched intensity. In high school, Ray Lewis III played both running back and defensive back at Lake Mary Preparatory School in Florida, accumulating over 1,300 rushing yards and 18 touchdowns during his senior year. His name and perceived talent attracted college recruiters, leading him to a spot at the University of Miami, his father's alma mater. However, Ray Lewis III never played in an official game for the University of Miami Hurricanes. After redshirting his freshman year in 2013, he transferred to Coastal Carolina University, where his playing time remained minimal. In 2016, Ray Lewis III was arrested on charges related to sexual assault. Although these charges were eventually dropped, the incident effectively ended his football career and any NFL prospects. After the incident, he disengaged from football, and reports indicated that he struggled with mental health issues and substance abuse in subsequent years. Tragically, in June 2023, Ray Lewis III passed away at the age of 28. His death officially ruled an accidental drug overdose, with authorities reporting a lethal combination of fentanyl, cocaine, and methamphetamine in his system. Ryan Neese, son of the Hall of Fame safety Ronnie Lott, also carried the weight of a formidable football lineage. Ronnie Lott is a Pro Football Hall of Famer renowned for his versatility, hard-hitting style, and multiple Super Bowl championships with the San Francisco 49ers, particularly known for his bone-crushing tackles and intense playing approach. Ryan Neese did not play the exact same position as his father, but he inherited the expectation of high performance. Unlike many progeny of famous athletes, Ryan Neese was not a highly recruited high school prospect. He walked onto the UCLA football team, earning his position through dedicated effort and sheer will. By his senior year at UCLA, Ryan Neese had become a team captain and led the Bruins in tackles, earning all Pac-10 honors for his performance. His diligent effort resulted in him being signed as an undrafted free agent by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2002. Ryan Neese established a functional role on special teams and as a backup linebacker in the NFL, a remarkable achievement for a walk-on. He even won a Super Bowl ring as a rookie with the Buccaneers under coach John Gruden. Despite demonstrating occasional promise, Ryan Neese never became a full-time starter in the NFL, playing 6 seasons in the league, with stints for both the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions. Ryan Neese quietly retired from the NFL, concluding his career with 222 total tackles and 1 sack. His NFL career was solid and respectable, but did not reach the legendary status of his father, Ronnie Lott. Anthony Dorsett II, son of the legendary Dallas Cowboys running back Tony Dorsett, also faced significant expectations. Tony Dorsett was a Heisman Trophy winner, Super Bowl champion, and Pro Football Hall of Famer, accumulating over 12,000 rushing yards in the NFL. Anthony Dorsett II did not play running back like his father. Instead, he played safety on the defensive side of the ball. He played college football at the University of Texas and was selected in the 6th round of the 1996 NFL Draft by the Houston Oilers. His rookie season was uneventful, but he eventually secured a more significant role with the team, which later relocated and became the Tennessee Titans. In 1999, Anthony Dorsett II started all 16 regular season games, contributing to the Titans reaching Super Bowl 34, which they famously lost to the St. Louis Rams by 1 yard. His NFL career spanned 8 seasons, during which he started 53 games. His statistical production was minimal, recording 3 interceptions and 1 sack over his entire NFL career. His famous last name provided initial opportunities but also set expectations he ultimately could not meet. Anthony Dorsett II never made a Pro Bowl or was considered for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He played for the Titans and later the Oakland Raiders, where he started in another Super Bowl, which his team also lost. Despite 2 Super Bowl appearances, Anthony Dorsett II was not considered a game-changer player, and his NFL career concluded quietly after the 2003 season. The surname Matthews in football carries a weight few others can match, a lineage almost without peer in the sport. Casey Matthews belonged to one of the most prominent football families in NFL history. His father, Clay Matthews Jr., had been a 4-time Pro Bowl linebacker, a true gridiron warrior. His uncle, Bruce Matthews, stood enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, a titan on the offensive line. Then there was his older brother, Clay Matthews III, who achieved 6 Pro Bowl selections and celebrated a Super Bowl championship with the Green Bay Packers. This extraordinary family history inevitably created immense generational expectations for Casey Matthews. Casey Matthews chose to play his college football at the University of Oregon, becoming a vital part of Oregon's national title run during the 2010 college football season. He was recognized as a solid linebacker, possessing good instincts and clear leadership qualities on the field. These impressive attributes ultimately led to his selection in the 4th round of the 2011 NFL Draft by the Philadelphia Eagles. Casey Matthews' rookie season with the Eagles began with undeniable promise, as he was immediately named the starting middle linebacker in Week 1 of the 2011 season. However, his starting role proved to be short-lived as he struggled significantly with coverage assignments and suffered from missed tackles. Consequently, Casey Matthews was quickly demoted from the starting lineup. Over his 4 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles, he primarily served as a rotational linebacker and a dedicated special teams player. He never recorded more than 66 tackles in a single NFL season and concluded his Eagles career with 4 sacks and 1 interception. In 2015, he signed with the Minnesota Vikings, desperately seeking a new start to his professional journey. Yet, a hip injury sustained during training camp with the Vikings sidelined him immediately, and he was subsequently placed on injured reserve, never playing another NFL snap. Another tale woven into the fabric of football families belongs to Craig Cassidy, who was related to football royalty through his father, Howard Hopalong Cassidy. Howard Hopalong Cassidy was a Heisman Trophy winner at Ohio State University in 1955 and is widely considered a true college football legend. Craig Cassidy naturally followed his father's footsteps to play for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Fans had immense hopes that Craig Cassidy would achieve similar success to his celebrated father. Howard Cassidy was known for his prolific scoring and national accolades in college football, setting an almost impossible standard. In stark contrast, Craig Cassidy's football career was decidedly more modest. In the early 1970s, Craig Cassidy played defensive back for Ohio State, proving to be a decent contributor to the team. He earned a starting role during his senior year at Ohio State, but crucially, he did not possess the star power or statistical production his father had achieved. His NFL draft stock was therefore limited. The New Orleans Saints eventually signed Craig Cassidy as an undrafted free agent in 1977. Craig Cassidy appeared in 11 games during the 1977 NFL season, with his playing time primarily devoted to special teams. He recorded 1 career interception and saw very limited action on defense. After a single season, Craig Cassidy exited the NFL entirely, his professional career complete. David Grayson Jr. was also born into a profound football legacy. His father, Dave Grayson, was a standout defensive back who played with distinction in both the American Football League and the NFL. Dave Grayson earned multiple All-Star team selections and was deservedly named to the AFL All-Time Team. This high pedigree naturally led to elevated expectations for David Grayson Jr. Matching a Hall of Fame level career, however, proved to be an incredibly challenging task. Grayson Jr. played linebacker at Fresno State University in the early 1990s, where he demonstrated flashes of potential at the position. Despite being somewhat undersized for a linebacker, he compensated effectively with his sharp instincts and tenacious play. His college performance attracted enough attention for the Dallas Cowboys to sign him as an undrafted free agent in 1993. David Grayson Jr. remained in the NFL for a few seasons, playing for the Dallas Cowboys, Cleveland Browns, and the San Diego Chargers, now known as the Los Angeles Chargers. In total, he appeared in 32 NFL games over 4 seasons. His contributions were mostly on special teams and in backup defensive roles, and he notably never started an NFL game. He recorded 1 career sack in the NFL before his career concluded. The McCaffrey name echoes strongly in football, and Max McCaffrey, the eldest son of Super Bowl champion Ed McCaffrey and older brother of NFL superstar Christian McCaffrey, certainly came from a strong football background. Ed McCaffrey was a highly successful wide receiver for the Denver Broncos and San Francisco 49ers, celebrated for his Super Bowl wins. Christian McCaffrey, of course, is an elite NFL running back, renowned for his exceptional versatility and offensive production. Max McCaffrey followed his father by playing wide receiver, the same demanding position. He played his college football at Duke University. His college career at Duke was solid but ultimately not exceptional, as he accumulated over 1,300 receiving yards and 12 touchdowns. These statistics were respectable but did not lead to significant attention at the NFL Combine. As a result, Max McCaffrey went undrafted in the 2016 NFL Draft. He was, however, quickly signed by the Oakland Raiders as an undrafted free agent. Over the subsequent years, Max McCaffrey became a journeyman wide receiver in the NFL. He bounced between multiple teams, including the Green Bay Packers, New Orleans Saints, Jacksonville Jaguars, San Francisco 49ers, and even the Carolina Panthers, his father's former team. He rarely made it onto the active roster of these teams. His most notable NFL moment occurred during a brief stint with the San Francisco 49ers in 2017. During this time, he saw very limited playing time in regular season games, catching just 1 pass for 4 yards in his entire NFL career. Despite his strong pedigree, impressive physical appearance, and undeniable work ethic, he struggled to establish a lasting career in the NFL. Factors such as a lack of elite athleticism or perhaps unfortunate timing may have contributed to his limited success. He later attempted a coaching career under his father at Northern Colorado University, which also ended quietly, marking the conclusion of his involvement in the sport. Kevin Matthews, son of Hall of Famer Bruce Matthews, brother of Pro Bowl tackle Jake Matthews, and cousin of Clay Matthews III, possessed one of the most iconic surnames in football. The Matthews family tree is replete with All-Pros, Pro Bowlers, and NFL legends, meaning Kevin Matthews faced extremely high expectations from the outset. He played center at Texas A&M University. While a solid college player, Kevin Matthews was not considered an elite NFL prospect. He went undrafted in the 2010 NFL Draft. However, he signed with the Tennessee Titans, the very team where his father, Bruce Matthews, had spent the majority of his Hall of Fame career. This signing was widely seen as a symbolic passing of the torch moment, filled with emotional resonance. Despite the hope, Kevin Matthews never progressed beyond a depth player role in the NFL. He appeared in 17 games over 4 seasons. His career included stints with the Titans, Washington Redskins, now known as the Commanders, and the Carolina Panthers. He spent most of his professional time on practice squads. Injuries, including a high ankle sprain and persistent foot issues, severely limited his availability and ability to compete. Ultimately, Kevin Matthews was unable to secure a consistent starting position during his NFL career. Finally, Cody Grice, son of Hall of Fame offensive lineman Russ Grimm, also had significant expectations placed upon him, though he played on the opposite side of the ball. Russ Grimm was a legendary member of the Hogs offensive line unit for the Washington Redskins and is enshrined as a Pro Football Hall of Famer. While his father was known as a punishing blocker, Cody Grice played safety. Cody Grice was recognized more for his effort and tenacity than for any elite athleticism. He played college football at Virginia Tech. Cody Grice began his college career as a walk-on player, demonstrating his deep commitment. He progressed impressively to become a full-time starter by his senior year. He developed a reputation as a tough and instinctive player who compensated for physical limitations with sheer dedication and hustle. Despite his college production, Cody Grice was not highly touted entering the NFL Draft. He was selected in the 7th round of the 2010 NFL Draft by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Surprisingly, Cody Grice earned a starting lineup spot as a rookie due to unexpected injuries in the Buccaneers secondary. He recorded a memorable pick six, an interception returned for a touchdown, against the Carolina Panthers, appearing to be a promising find for the team. However, his NFL journey was abruptly cut short by a brutal series of injuries. A broken left fibula prematurely ended his rookie season. The following year, a second injury to the same leg resulted in him being placed on injured reserve once again. In total, Cody Grice appeared in only 23 NFL games over 3 seasons. Repeated injuries prevented him from building any career momentum, despite his football IQ and work ethic never being questioned. His body, tragically, simply could not withstand the physical demands and rigors of professional football. The shadow of a famous name can be both a blessing and an immense burden, a weight felt by many who chase football dreams. Chris Sims, the son of Super Bowl winning quarterback Phil Simms, carried significant NFL legacy expectations from the moment he first picked up a ball. His father, Phil, was a Super Bowl 21 most valuable player quarterback for the New York Giants, renowned for his powerful arm and his steady leadership under pressure. Chris himself possessed the ideal physical traits for a quarterback, including impressive height and a similarly strong arm, qualities that promised a bright future. Born into a family rich with football history, Chris grew up immersed in NFL locker rooms, groomed with the unspoken expectation of becoming a prominent NFL quarterback in his own right. He truly was a star quarterback at Ramapo High School in New Jersey, carving out his own path even then. His talent led him to commit to play college football at the University of Texas, a program of national renown and high pressure. There, he quickly found himself entangled in a high-profile quarterback competition with fellow player Major Applewhite, who was undeniably a fan favorite. While Sims had the physical measurements and was often projected as the better NFL prospect, his on-field inconsistency, particularly during crucial games, caused palpable frustration among the passionate Longhorn faithful. He concluded his college career with statistics that were respectable, a testament to his underlying talent. However, it was clear that Chris Sims did not fully meet the towering expectations associated with his famous family name and deep football pedigree. The professional dream, though, still beckoned. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafted Chris Sims in the 3rd round of the 2003 NFL Draft, recognizing his potential. Initially, he was considered a developmental project, tasked with learning behind the seasoned veteran quarterback Brad Johnson. Sims patiently earned his opportunity to start in 2005, a chance to prove his worth. That year, he truly shined, leading the Buccaneers to the playoffs and throwing for over 2,000 yards in just 10 starts. For a period, it appeared he was well on his way to establishing a respectable NFL career, finally stepping out of his father's shadow. Then, a significant and devastating injury in 2006 abruptly altered the trajectory of everything he had built. In a 2006 game against the Carolina Panthers, Sims sustained multiple punishing hits to his midsection, bravely playing through the pain. After competing the game, he was immediately hospitalized, where doctors were forced to perform an emergency splenectomy, the removal of his spleen. This spleen injury was not just career-threatening, it was gravely life-threatening. Although Chris Sims courageously attempted to return to football, he was simply not the same player after that traumatic injury. His mobility and his confidence on the field were both noticeably and negatively impacted. He eventually had brief stints with the Tennessee Titans and the Denver Broncos before ultimately retiring from professional football, his potential unfulfilled by a cruel twist of fate. Another son, Jarrett Peyton, inherited one of football's most iconic surnames and the unique burden of its associated expectations. His father, Walter Payton, known universally as Sweetness, is rightly considered one of the greatest running backs of all time, famous for his illustrious career with the Chicago Bears and his record-breaking rushing yards. Jarrett Payton's entire football journey was under constant scrutiny, perpetually measured against his father's unparalleled legacy. He chose to play his college football at the University of Miami, a program justly celebrated for its abundance of elite talent. During the early part of his college career, Jarrett found himself somewhat overshadowed by other exceptionally talented running backs, future NFL stars like Clinton Portis and Willis McGahee. However, he earned a hard-fought opportunity to truly shine in his senior year at Miami. In that pivotal senior season, Jarrett Payton started 10 games and impressively rushed for over 1,000 yards, silencing many doubters. He delivered a truly standout performance in the 2004 Orange Bowl, earning Most Valuable Player honors for his efforts. This breakout game led some to believe he might actually be able to continue the incredible Payton legacy at the professional level. The NFL, however, proved less receptive to Jarrett Payton's talents than college had been. He went undrafted in the 2004 NFL Draft, a stark reminder of the challenges ahead. He eventually signed with the Tennessee Titans, hoping to make his mark. Jarrett spent most of his time with the Titans on the practice squad and never actually played in a regular season game for the team. In 2005, he pursued professional football opportunities further afield, heading north to Canada and signing with the Montreal Alouettes of the CFL. In the CFL, he displayed encouraging flashes of talent, rushing for nearly 700 yards in one season, proving he could play at a high level. Yet, he did not break through as a true star player in the CFL, never reaching the iconic status of his father. Jarrett Payton later attempted to revitalize his NFL career with a brief stint with the Chicago Bears, his father's revered former team, a poignant effort to connect with his roots. This attempt with the Bears, while emotionally significant, did not result in a sustained NFL career. Then there is Barry J. Sanders, the son of Barry Sanders, who carried perhaps one of the heaviest names in the entire history of football. Barry Sanders Sr. is universally considered the most electrifying running back to ever play the game, a true Hall of Famer primarily for the Detroit Lions, whose highlights still amaze today. Expectations for Barry J. Sanders were exceptionally high, bordering on stratospheric, long before he even played a single college game. Instead of attending Oklahoma State University, his father's celebrated alma mater, Barry J.B. Sanders made the independent choice to play at Stanford University, forging his own path. At Stanford, he redshirted his freshman year, a quiet start to a career under the microscope. He spent the majority of his career there as a backup running back, a position that offered limited chances to emulate his famous surname. Barry J.J. Sanders was often listed behind the transcendent talent of Christian McCaffrey on the depth chart at Stanford, an impossible standard for almost any player. Despite this, he displayed undeniable quickness and an elusive running style in his limited playing opportunities, glimpses of the magic his father once conjured. Still, he never secured a meaningful role in Stanford's running back rotation. Over 3 seasons at Stanford, he accumulated a modest 315 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. In 2016, Barry J. Sanders made a significant move, transferring to Oklahoma State as a graduate student, a return to his father's spiritual home. At Oklahoma State, he wore the very same uniform his father once donned, a profoundly significant symbolic moment. Despite the transfer and the emotional homecoming, he was unable to win the starting running back job. He played in 13 games during his single season at Oklahoma State, a final collegiate chapter. Barry J. Sanders managed only 93 rushing yards that season, a stark contrast to the legacy he carried. His time at Oklahoma State was widely perceived as a disappointment rather than a narrative of redemption, which many had hoped for. After college, Barry J. Sanders made a conscious decision not to pursue a professional football career. Instead, he transitioned into the world of media and business, eventually working in marketing for EA Sports, embracing a different kind of challenge. He consciously did not attempt to perfectly replicate his father's impossible career, understanding the futility of such a task. Yet, the vast, towering shadow of his father's legendary career remained a constant, undeniable presence in his life, a testament to the enduring power of a name etched in football history. We have spoken much about the titans of the game, those who bent the sport to their will and carved out legacies of triumph. But what of those whose journeys, for myriad reasons, did not ascend to such heights? We now turn our gaze to two men who entered the National Football League with the bright glare of expectation, sons of football royalty, whose professional paths diverged sharply from the projected stardom, illustrating the unpredictable nature of this unforgiving game. Kellen Winslow II entered the NFL with considerable hype, carrying a name that resonated deeply within the sport. He is the son of Kellen Winslow Sr., a Hall of Fame tight end who revolutionized the position in the 1980s with the San Diego Chargers, a true pioneer of the modern passing game. Like his father, Kellen Winslow II possessed notable size, athleticism, and a confident demeanor, traits that made him a dominant force in college. He excelled at the University of Miami, earning All-American honors and becoming one of the most exciting prospects in the 2004 NFL Draft. Naturally, he was drafted 6th overall by the Cleveland Browns, expected to be the cornerstone of their offense for years to come. However, his professional career began with early setbacks, a prelude to a tumultuous journey. In only his second game as a rookie, Winslow suffered a broken fibula, a cruel twist of fate that sidelined him for the remainder of his rookie season. The following year brought another, perhaps more self-inflicted, catastrophe. In the 2005 offseason, Winslow was involved in a motorcycle accident. He crashed while performing stunts in a parking lot, an act made more problematic by the fact that his contract included a clause explicitly prohibiting such activities. The accident resulted in a torn anterior cruciate ligament, or ACL, a severe knee injury that caused him to miss the entire 2005 season. The Cleveland Browns, frustrated by his actions and the clear breach of contract, withheld a portion of his salary, reflecting their immense displeasure. Upon his return in 2006, he displayed flashes of his elite potential, reminding everyone why he was drafted so high. In 2007, he delivered a remarkable season, recording a 1,100-yard receiving season, which deservedly earned him a Pro Bowl selection. This was the Kellen Winslow many had imagined. Yet, even during his most productive years, Kellen Winslow II was a source of locker room issues. He had frequent conflicts with coaches and teammates, creating a tense atmosphere. He even engaged in public disputes with team doctors, questioning their methods and diagnoses. His fiery personality sometimes bordered on arrogance. Kellen Winslow II once referred to himself as the greatest tight end ever, a bold label he never fully lived up to. As his playing career waned, he had stints with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New England Patriots, and New York Jets. But the consistent dominance of his 2007 season remained an outlier. His off-field conduct became increasingly problematic as his career wound down. Kellen Winslow II was arrested multiple times, culminating in 2018 when he was charged and later convicted in a criminal case that significantly impacted his personal life and reputation. Dark and tragic end to a career that began with such dazzling promise. On a different path, but with similar initial expectations, was Bobby Carpenter. He entered the NFL with a strong pedigree of his own, though his struggles would be more rooted in on-field performance than off-field drama. Bobby Carpenter was a standout linebacker at Ohio State University, a key component of an Ohio State defense known for developing professional players, a true factory of talent. He is also the son of former NFL running back Rob Carpenter, ensuring he grew up immersed in the game. He was drafted 18th overall by the Dallas Cowboys in the 2006 NFL Draft, carrying immense expectations due to his size, athleticism, and collegiate achievements. However, Bobby Carpenter struggled to find playing time as a rookie. Despite his draft status, he played primarily on special teams during his rookie season, recording a modest 11 total tackles. In subsequent seasons, he was unable to secure a starting position, consistently being outperformed by other linebackers on the Cowboys roster. Despite opportunities in multiple defensive schemes, trying to find a fit for his skill set, he received criticism for avoiding contact and missing assignments, attributes that are cardinal sins for a linebacker in the NFL. Dallas Cowboys fans, famously passionate and demanding, became increasingly critical of his performance. He became a subject of mockery, notably in a 2010 episode of HBO's Hard Knocks, a show that often highlights the intense pressures of training camp. Former teammate Mark Colombo famously referred to him as Bobby Carpenter after a failed play in practice, a nickname that, while cruel, cemented his image as an underperformer in the public eye. After 4 underwhelming seasons with the Cowboys, he was traded to the St. Louis Rams, a fresh start that sadly did not materialize into anything meaningful. He was released by the Rams within a month of the trade, a clear indication of how far his stock had fallen. Bobby Carpenter then had brief stints with the Miami Dolphins, Detroit Lions, and New England Patriots, but none of these opportunities led to a resurgence. In total, he started only 10 games over a 7-year NFL career, a remarkably low number for an 18th overall pick. Ultimately, he became more recognized for his media appearances and college legacy than for his professional achievements, a bittersweet conclusion for a player with such an impressive collegiate resume and a Hall of Fame name. These stories, different in their details, echo a similar theme: the immense difficulty of meeting the NFL's relentless demands, where pedigree and potential are merely tickets to the show, not guarantees of success. Kellen Winslow II and Bobby Carpenter stand as reminders that even those born with the gifts and the name recognition still face a gauntlet that breaks even the strongest. Sometimes the body fails, sometimes the mind and personal choices derail a career, and sometimes the transition from college star to professional force simply does not take hold. The NFL, in its brutal beauty, cares only for what you do on the field, week in and week out. The echoes of these unfulfilled potentials resonate still, a somber note in the symphony of professional football. I wonder, what are your own memories of players who seemed destined for greatness but whose careers took an unexpected turn? Feel free to share your thoughts below. The annals of the NFL are filled with such narratives, and 2 names often come to mind when considering talent that, for various reasons, couldn't quite translate into sustained elite professional success: Kellen Winslow II and Bobby Carpenter. Both arrived in the league with significant pedigrees and expectations, only to see their careers unfold in ways few could have predicted. Let's first revisit Kellen Winslow II, a player whose journey was a turbulent mix of undeniable skill, self-inflicted wounds, and a volatile personality. Following his severe motorcycle accident in 2005, which tore his ACL and directly violated a clause in his contract prohibiting such high-risk activities, the Cleveland Browns, understandably frustrated, withheld a significant portion of his salary. It was a stark reminder of the financial stakes involved and the responsibilities players assume. Remarkably, Winslow returned in 2006, shaking off the rust and the physical trauma to begin showcasing the flashes of elite potential that made him a top 10 draft pick. He became a pivotal figure in the Browns' offense, culminating in a stellar 2007 season where he recorded over 1,100 receiving yards, earning a coveted Pro Bowl selection. This was the Kellen Winslow II everyone envisioned, a dominant, unguardable force at tight end, capable of single-handedly changing games. Yet, even during these productive years, a pattern of internal strife began to emerge. Kellen Winslow II was a source of constant locker room issues, often clashing with coaches, expressing public dissatisfaction, and creating friction with teammates. He didn't shy away from controversy, famously engaging in public disputes with team doctors over injury treatments and diagnoses. His confidence, once seen as a strength, sometimes veered into a perceived arrogance, perhaps best encapsulated when he once referred to himself as the greatest tight end ever. While a bold claim, it was a label he, unfortunately, never fully lived up to consistently throughout his career. As his tenure with the Browns concluded, Winslow's playing career entered a more nomadic phase, with stints across the league, including the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New England Patriots, and New York Jets. Each stop offered a glimmer of hope, but none provided the sustained impact or stability that once seemed his destiny. More concerningly, as his on-field production waned, his off-field conduct became increasingly problematic. Multiple arrests began to punctuate his post-NFL life, ultimately culminating in a series of shocking charges and a subsequent conviction in 2018 that profoundly impacted his personal life and forever altered his public reputation, casting a dark shadow over what was once a promising athletic career. Then there's Bobby Carpenter, a name that evokes a different kind of unfulfilled potential, one rooted more in the sheer inability to meet lofty expectations rather than a self-destructive spiral. Carpenter entered the NFL with a strong pedigree, much like Winslow. He was a standout linebacker at Ohio State University, a key component of a defense renowned for developing professional talent. As the son of former NFL running back Rob Carpenter, he carried a familiar name into the league. When the Dallas Cowboys drafted him 18th overall in the 2006 NFL Draft, expectations were understandably high. His size, athleticism, and collegiate achievements suggested he was ready to anchor an NFL defense. However, his professional journey quickly diverged from that script. As a rookie, Carpenter struggled immensely to find playing time on a talented Cowboys roster, relegated primarily to special teams duty where he managed only 11 total tackles. In subsequent seasons, despite opportunities in multiple defensive schemes and changes in coaching staff, Carpenter was unable to secure a starting position. He was consistently outperformed by other linebackers, failing to grasp the nuances of the professional game. Criticism mounted for his perceived avoidance of contact and frequent missed assignments, traits that are anathema to a successful NFL linebacker. Dallas Cowboys fans, known for their passionate scrutiny, grew increasingly critical of his performance, and he became a subject of mockery. This reached its peak in a memorable 2010 episode of HBO's Hard Knocks, where former teammate Mark Colombo famously and sarcastically referred to him as Barbie Carpenter after a particularly poor play in practice, a label that unfortunately stuck and symbolized his struggles to live up to the rugged image of an NFL linebacker. After 4 underwhelming seasons with the Cowboys, in which he rarely started, Carpenter was traded to the St. Louis Rams. However, the change of scenery did little to revive his career. He was released by the Rams within a month of the trade. He then embarked on brief, unremarkable stints with the Miami Dolphins, Detroit Lions, and New England Patriots. In total, across a 7-year NFL career, Bobby Carpenter started a mere 10 games, a stark contrast to the expectations laid upon an 18th overall pick. He ultimately became more recognized for his media appearances and his college legacy at Ohio State than for any significant professional achievements, a poignant reminder of how challenging the leap from college star to NFL force